It is very rare that you would hear an NFL player start to list the specifics of the injuries that he's dealing with and playing through. You don't tell the other team, I've got 5 broken ribs. If for no other reason, it puts him in danger. Jauan's probably in pain. But if you start telling everybody the specifics, there's a reason players don't do that. It sounds like you're asking for sympathy.
Yeah, I got 5 broken ribs.
Is your plan to just do pain tolerance?
Oh, yeah, it's football. I love pain. I wouldn't be playing this sport if I didn't. You know, it's part of it, man. You got to enjoy every little thing that comes with it, and pain is one of those.
Okay. Can I ask a new question about this? When have you ever heard a player admit all of that stuff right in the middle of the season?
Not very often.
Well, why did he do it yesterday?
Because he was not getting the sort of attention from the play caller and the passer that he thought that he deserved. And, you know, he went out there and said it. And I'm sure you heard the Trent Williams comments after the game as well. He's like, yeah, a lot of guys are playing through a lot of things, not only an ankle and ribs, but our quarterback had to get shot up in order to go out there and play. So there's that.
Yeah.
In other words, quit your crying.
Yeah, exactly. And again, like Mac Jones, as one of the first people I thought of after the game, what did Mac have to say? All he said was, nothing serious. It's nothing serious.
Right.
Right. So to Mac Jones, what's, quote, nothing serious would have most of us regular people in the fetal position for a week. Like, are you kidding me? An oblique, a knee. He went through cramping last week on a Thursday. Like, if nothing else, the last month has given all of us an admiration for Mac Jones. I don't care what anybody thinks about him as a QB or the quarterback position in San Francisco. If you don't have an admiration for the way he's battled for the last month, you don't really have a football pulse. Yeah, Grandy, what's up?
I want to make sure we set the stage for that comment correctly, because he was first asked at the locker post-game how he feels physically. This was his first answer. Juan, how do you feel physically?
You know, playing with injuries is just something, it's a part of it, you know. You got high, low ankle sprains, you got shoulders, 20%, you got ribs, 5 broken ribs. It is what it is. You keep playing, and nobody cares, you keep playing. That's what we do.
And then the follow-up was, wait, Juan, you have 5 broken ribs?
Yeah, I got 5 broken ribs.
Is your plan to just do pain tolerance?
Oh, yeah, it's football. I love pain. I wouldn't be playing this sport if I didn't. You know, it's part of it, man. You got to enjoy every little thing that comes with it, and pain is one of those.
Okay.
I don't know if that changes it to you, but I feel like the context, we're taking it a little bit out of context, because he first said, yeah, I'm beaten up, I'm playing through it, I love doing that, that's what football's about, and then he was asked a follow-up about specifically what he's going through.
Right, but, well, actually, I would say he was asked a follow-up about 5 broken ribs because he said he had 5 broken ribs. Like, I still feel like that is Juan telling specific injuries into a microphone unprompted. Like, you can be asked about playing through pain, and you can be general about it. I think any player would be general about it. I have never, I don't want to say never. It is very rare that you would hear an NFL player start to list the specifics of the injuries that he's dealing with and playing through. Because if for no other reason, it puts him in danger. It puts him in danger. You don't tell the other team, I've got 5 broken ribs. Now, if you're a Falcons defender, what are you doing next week when you're lined up against Juan?
Yeah, they're coming for his 5 broken ribs.
Thank you. And his shoulder is at 20%. I still, you know me, I love the percentages. How the hell, what does that mean? Is it 20%? 23?
Yeah.
28?
Like,
was 33? How's that feel? I don't even know what this means when people ask for a percentage with regard to injuries. Is Brock at 80%? Would he play at 90%? What does that mean? Like, I don't know. Jauan's probably in pain. Mac Jones is in pain. But if you start telling everybody the specifics, there's a reason players don't do that, because it does. It sounds like you're asking for sympathy. There's no way around that. There's no way. There's no way to make it sound a different way.
And that's where you have teammates talking about other people's injuries, and now you're creating a conversation that none of these players wants. And, Trent Williams is out there talking about how everyone's playing through something, and, yeah, the whole team is basically injured. And so Jauan's got multiple injuries, and yet if you're out there, and I do believe this, like if you're, obviously it's very tough. If you have 5 broken ribs and you're still out there playing tackle football at the highest level, then you're either really, really tough or crazy or probably both. And so, yeah, if you're doing that, then you're out there doing it. And so you'll be judged based on the fact that you're playing pro football.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that, I know, and you and I don't necessarily see this the exact same way, but this was something we got into last year. You feel like if somebody's in uniform and on the field, they're healthy.
Well, healthy is not, it's a relative term, but if you are in uniform and you're playing in the game, then you're well enough to play. And that's your choice,
Yep.
and it's the team's choice. And
Yep.
so if you're well enough to play, then you're going to be judged based on the fact that you're a pro football player playing pro football, and that's the way that goes. Now, if you're Ricky Pearsall, and maybe Jauan Jennings is hurt worse than Ricky Pearsall, I don't really know, but Ricky's not playing because Ricky doesn't feel like, the medical team doesn't feel like he can go out there and play, and Jauan, I don't know if the medical team's like, yeah, if you get to 6 broken ribs, we're going to have to pull you out. But 5, 5 will let you play. And the shoulder, which is 20%,
Wow.
and then the calf, and then you've got, 2 different ankle sprains. At that point, like, what are you doing,
Well,
Juan?
as you know, not all injuries are built the same. And so my bet would be, you could make the case maybe that Juwan is more hurt than Ricky. But what parts of your body are you willing to mess around with? Broken ribs are broken ribs. They hurt really bad, but they're broken ribs. So you wear some sort of a jacket underneath your uniform to kind of protect that. What's his other injury? A shoulder. Okay, it's the same type of thing. You know what I mean? Like, those are pain management things. If you've got a wide receiver and your wide receiver 1 who's dealing with a knee that has instability, now that's not something you screw around with. Because if there's one wrong step there, now we'll see you next year.
Right.
Right? So that's probably, there's a little bit of that that's going on. But there's no question. You've talked to Lo Neal about this, I know, 100 times. That, yes, guys are judging each other. Like, I'm out there doing this with this pain, and you're not out there doing that pain. I mean, you remember, was it Julian Edelman who famously, or no, it was one of the tight ends. Somebody famously hucked Garoppolo under the bus for what he would not play through in New England, and Jacoby Brissett had to come back in, and I think he was even more hurt. But he had to go in and play, and Jimmy wouldn't play. He had put some things on tape, and I think he thought he had positioned himself for a gig elsewhere, and he was right.
I think it was Martellus Bennett.
Martellus Bennett, that's exactly right. Thank you, Grandy. That's exactly who it was. So, yeah, guys are keeping track of this stuff. There's a scoreboard in people's minds, no doubt.
And that's just, how it always is going to go, right? And everybody's going to judge everyone. And, when you're in a locker room of tough guys and alpha males, then not everyone can play through everything like you're talking about. And, for Jauan to go out there and put these things out there public, and then you have Trent Williams coming in and not speaking directly to Jauan, but talking in general about what everyone's going through. Yeah, it's brutal, especially when you're in the 49ers, because you're all hurt. You're the Niners. Everybody is hurt all the time. And your quarterback has got turf toe, which sounds really innocent and benign, but it's a thing. And the other quarterback is out there getting, his oblique shot up, and he's got a knee issue, and he was cramping, and he was dry heaving, and he's got multiple braces on, and yet he's going out there and playing. Not that you're looking at one quarterback versus the other one, because, everybody out there who is playing in week 6, you're all probably dinged up, but you don't usually talk about it. That's kind of the code.